Facebook too early. Let me put up the chat box. Can't see who's chatting. Good morning, Wanda. How are you? Good morning, Jen Nichols. How are you? Or Jennifer. I don't know. It's best to refer to as Jen or Jennifer. Just posting out to groups really quick. Just give me one moment. I went to go pick up the dogs first thing this morning because I felt I needed them back in the house. I came home last night from the airport and I was kind of bummed that they weren't here and felt a little lonely, especially with Paul being gone. But there is this sort of sense of relief that he's home and he's safe and he's somewhere where he's well taken care of. I learned a lot this week. A lot. Just kind of about what I'm capable of and where my fears are, where my worries are, where I have some really old hang-ups around stuff, around my childhood, around it's a never-ending process, growth. Expansion and growth is kind of like, I read the teachings of Abraham Hicks. I'm just going to share while I share to groups because I want to keep you guys at least engaged while I'm trying to do this. Oh no, I don't want to do that. Oh no, I don't want to do that. That would be too meta, a recording of me in the background. I hit the wrong window. The teachings of Abraham Hicks are all around the idea of the universe being about expansion. And expansion is all about growth. And sometimes that growth or that expansion comes in ways that sort of feels uncomfortable or sort of can feel challenging. And I think that it's like when we resist it, it's that whole idea, that concept of let go or be dragged. When we resist it and we don't lean into it, it's harder on us. And I think I was definitely caught in a space of hardship this, I would say that's the last 2 weeks, to be honest. Kicking off with that gallbladder surgery, and then from there, everything else that went on was just adding to sort of the pressure that I was feeling in my own mind. And even though I did do the breathing techniques that we do here every day, and I tried when I could find time to sort of center and get that triangle going and trying to figure out which part of me needed the most attention. Was it my body? Was it my mind? Was it my spirit in any given moment? And trying to give that to myself, it showed me that, like, a lot of different stuff, right? A lot of different stuff. So I don't regret any of it. As far as, I regret fighting with my mom, certainly, but I don't want that going on. But I don't regret any of the experience. I think the experience was sort of actually as intense as it was, and as scary or unnerving as it was rather and challenging. It was, at the end of it, I was sort of like able to exhale and be like, whoa, I just did the damn thing. Like, I can't believe I just pulled that off. I'm not saying I pulled it off perfectly, my mom and I still are not speaking, and I don't know what to say to that or how to even address that, so I'm leaving it alone and giving her space because I think that's what she needs, and that's probably what she wants. So and I just trust that, if that's supposed to change, I'll know when that change is supposed to happen. The funny thing is like when she and I fight, and this is something that goes on with me, is that I go to the past a lot. And I go to, not only when I'm fighting with her, but after post-fight, I get really knocked off of my center. And I notice it every time now as I get older, because I know logically I'm a 46-year-old adult man who can take care of himself. But there's still this part of me because of the way that I was raised. And I'm not talking about by her, but because of the circumstances with which I was raised in, right? I was a single child and all of that. That a lot of my survival stuff is wrapped up in that. And I've worked my steps in recovery around this, and I've become aware of it, but it still doesn't mean that it doesn't set in every time she and I fight. And you know, being a kid and being the only kid, like with no other family members around, it sort of created this sense of like, if she's not okay, I'm not okay. And so it's this sort of weird thing where it feels like the rug gets pulled out from under me. And then I blame her for that. And, I'm 46 now. I should be able to know that I'm okay. I think that this trip has taught me a little bit more about that. What I found myself praying for is the ability to let her off the hook. To not always sort of blame her for my sadness or... I was last night on this may take a couple days to clear, guys. It might be planets transiting my God knows what house, whatever. I'm a Pisces and I'm an emotional mofo, right? But I'm just going to share with you guys because, I don't know, maybe some of you can relate. I've still got to share to groups, so you're going to have to listen. And I'm sorry, but I'm going to be long-winded about this. But for me, I was praying to sort of let her off the hook. Like, I don't want to always go to the past and my anger around the past. And I don't want to blame her for that anymore. And I think in doing so, like, I also was praying, I found myself praying to let myself off the hook, right? And I don't know what that looks like just yet. And when I cry, like, I don't want you guys to think, oh, he's so sad, oh, we're worried about Dan. It's not about that. It's about my heart sort of knowing that, like, there's sadness there, there's pain there that it needs to be felt, that maybe it's been stuffed down by me, later in life, by choices that I've made. And then when I get angry, it resurfaces and it lashes out. And it comes out in these ways that are sideways at best. And that I'm not proud of. And that I really, really pray to let go of, right? Because I want to be evolving. I want to be moving forward. I want to be having a different relationship, not only like with my mom, say, because I think our relationship has gotten better over the years. It certainly has. And when it's good, it's great, right? We're the best of friends and we make each other laugh and we have this wonderful connection. But when it's bad, it gets really bad, and then I end up hurting her or saying something that she doesn't like, and I get angry because she doesn't want to hear it, and it's just this whole thing, and it's like, I don't want to do that anymore. So right now I'm in this place of praying for that to be revealed to me. I'm asking my angels, asking my God, asking the Ascended Masters to please show me, how do I do that? How do I take more responsibility for my life at this point, right? Because at this point I'm in the driver's seat, right? And my experiences are my experiences, and they do sort of pepper my mental map of how I see the world, but they don't necessarily have to be how I act in the world, right? And so I've learned that too, and I think that having Paul here also really gave me this opportunity to see how much more I'm capable of. A lot of the times I find myself very tired. I just went and got the dogs, and literally all three of those dogs went and climbed right up in that bed. I can hear Tallulah snoring right now, and no wonder why I can't get out of bed. It's the most comfortable place in my world right now, right? Because they're all snuggly and loving and want to like just lay and nap. And at 46 years old, I don't know that I can afford to. I need to be out doing me and finding what I need. And I don't know, having Paul here adds to that in both good and bad ways. So this is about me. So let's get into you guys. I just want you guys, I feel like I come on here every day, and part of this is to have you guys get to know me and understand me in a sense so that eventually people will understand who I am and they can trust me and come to me to understand that I'm just as human as everybody else and I'm just figuring it out as much as everybody else. And sometimes an outside perspective can help, right? And I've always said I don't have anybody's answers. I help to facilitate them finding their own answers. And just as much as I'm trying to help facilitate myself finding my own, right? And like I said, I go to places, I go to certain readers that I trust, you know, and and I want to be able to help people find their way through their stuff, but I also want to be able to help myself find my way through my stuff, right? So, that being said, let's get to today's reading. Let's do the 3 breaths. Ducky's been on me. Good morning. Sorry, guys, I'm not really reading. I'm not necessarily really reading the comments right now. I'm just kind of talking about where I'm at because I think that it's important to do that so that I feel authentic from where I'm sitting from, and it helps me to read better, I feel like. Um, I'm not trying to bring anybody's vibe down. Just because I'm where I'm at doesn't mean that you guys have to meet me here, right? And I'm not in a low vibration. I'm in a place of reflection right now. I'm in a place of sort of sorting some things out and potentially finding some answers and hopefully letting go of some stuff. That's really what I'm seeking right now. And sometimes in the letting go of that, there's maybe a little bit of doubt or fear about what's next to come. But I have to trust that I will be taken care of and that the universe will provide the next answer or the next step. And that will happen, right? I preach that. I know that. Sometimes it helps me just to talk about it here with you guys. So I only share this stuff in hopes that maybe some of you can relate, in hopes that maybe some of you can see that you're actually more like me than you're different. I'm not on a pedestal. I only sit in a pretty chair. That's it. And it's only because it's a chair that I like, right? And I try and connect and find my own answers as much as I try and help you guys to find yours, right? So, and that's what I want to be here to do. That's kind of the only real thing that turns me on, that makes me excited, that makes me feel like I serve a purpose in this world. Because there's a lot of things in this world that just don't connect with me anymore. And I'm like, what the hell? Things that used to work no longer work, if that makes any sense. Things that used to excite me don't necessarily excite me anymore. So I don't know. So I'm going to stay focused with this, keep this going, and hopefully, we'll see where this goes. I have a couple of ideas up my sleeve. I'm going to try and make a better commitment. I know I'm on every morning with you guys, but I've got some ideas about things that I want to do that I hope are going to help others and maybe help the channel. I really want to figure out how to get myself out there and make this into a career. It's really where I feel like it is my purpose. I get nervous and then I think, oh, I need to go get a regular job. And it's like, I've done that and I wasn't happy, right? So, anyways, enough about me. Let's do the 3 breaths. I'm going to kick off my shoes. Good morning, Carrie. Good morning, Karen. Good morning, Bobby Joe. Good morning, Ducky. Good morning, Tracy. Okay. Excuse me, guys. The spiritual burper has arrived. All right, so let's plant our feet firmly on the ground. We're going to take in these 3 breaths today with some intention today, guys. Let's just do it. Last night I was doing this on the plane ride from Nashville to Dallas, and I was looking at the actual triangle that we've been working with, the idea, and then I was thinking about a 3-sided pyramid, right? I was trying to figure out geometrically, are pyramids 3-sided or 4-sided? But I believe that they can be 3-sided, right? So that triangle then became like a pyramid for me while I was meditating on the plane. And I was just looking at how we can just tap right into that pyramid and just look at the pyramid and light up those lights. Beyond doing the whole emanation thing that we do every morning where we bring the light forward and stretch it out to the edges, I was just clicking right into the pyramid and having it be here and lighting up the corners of the pyramid, right? And then adjusting them and sort of allowing them to sort of support and heal and love each other. Okay, anyways, enough said about that. I'm still figuring this pyramid stuff out. All right. So let's close our eyes, plant our feet firmly on the ground. Let's just bring ourselves into the present moment. Touch your body, touch your heart chakra if you need to, just to bring yourself to right where you are right now. Let everything go that you can. Anything that's worrying you, anything that's doubting, anything that's sort of, just not necessarily solvable in this moment, right? In this very present moment right now. And that's okay if it's not. Just allow it to be, right? Give it the space to be so that sort of energy can work through it and it can adjust it and allow it to become solvable at some point. You can ground through your feet chakras if you choose to. I suggest grounding. If you don't know what grounding is, please look it up. It is drawing a line of energy between the center of the planet and your feet, the chakras in your feet, or the chakra at the base of your spine, which would be your root chakra. You can ground there too, just imagining a line of energy straight down into the center of the planet. You want to drop that down and just ask to connect to the center of the planet. This planet is always going to say yes. Mother Earth is here to support us, right? We're born onto this planet and we die and we go back into this planet, right? And all of our energy is recycled through Mother Earth. So drop that grounding cord if you feel so inclined or feel capable in doing so. And if you don't feel capable, just do it. Just like pretend it's there, right? That's even a beginning. That's a door opening for you. We're going to take in that first breath, and as we take in that first breath, we'll hold it at the top of the breath and begin to emanate a light from right here in our heart chakra, right? Right in the center of our chest. So let's do that. Inhale. Hold. Emanate that light. Just allow it to easily flow out into your body. Imagine your chakras adjusting to ease and grace, to what feels comfortable and safe. And exhale that breath, letting go of anything that's not working for you right now. Anything that doesn't make you feel good, anything that's causing you worry or doubt, stress, anxiety, or fear, just let it go. Because in this moment, you are okay, you are safe. In this present moment, you need to be aware that everything will work out as it should, as it's supposed to. Give thanks to your body, the physical being and the physical structure that we own, that we created on some level, that we get the opportunity to care for. Give thanks to that body. No judgments of it. Set all of that aside for now and just say thank you to your body. Thank you for bringing you to this point. Let's take in that second breath and hold. Emanate that light even further out to the outer edges of the body, all the way around, to the tips of the fingers, the top of the head, the bottoms of your feet. See your body emanating with that beautiful, bright, strong light. Adjust those chakras to grace, ease, and security, and release that breath. Letting go again of any thoughts of doubt, worry, anybody else's ideas of what you should be doing or how you should do it. Let those things go. Seeing the mind come into conjunction with the body and sort of, embracing the body, coming into sort of love with the body. Giving thanks to the mind for everything that it does for us. For the beautiful sort of, supercomputer, master thinker that it is. Even sometimes master worrier, but laugh at that. Not in a ridiculing sort of way, but sort of just say, oh, thank you. I understand that you worry at times because you're trying to keep me safe. Thank you very much for that. But we are okay now. And introduce that light of the body and the mind together to become in support of one another. Do you feel that? Now take in the third breath. Deep into the belly and hold. Emanate that light out past your body to the outer edge of your aura, all the way around you, above and below you. Let that light clear away anything that doesn't belong there. It doesn't belong to you. That was never yours to begin with. Do any final last minute adjustments to your chakras, just knowing that they're falling into place, into optimum balance. And release that third breath. Allowing any tension from the body, from the mind, from the spirit to just be released. Drop down into the earth to be refreshed and renewed. Allow other people's energy to go back to where it belongs. It belongs to them. Other people's thoughts, perceptions, words that maybe they've left you with, let those go back. They belong to them, not to you. And give thanks to the Spirit. See the Spirit, see the light of the Spirit that's all around us now, in our aura, in our body, in our mind. Bring it in connection to those other two components, the body and the mind. Bring them into harmony and balance, into grace and ease with one another, into support of one another. Form that pyramid or that triangle in your mind's eye where you have the pinpoints of light. Each light, each of the three lights representing the mind, the body, and the spirit. And now actually, as I'm looking at this, you can put a light in the center of that pyramid. This is sort of like the light of your heart, the light of your emotions, right? Your emotional body. Allow that to light up and be in support of everything. Because our emotions are what connect all of these different components, right? Our emotions can affect not only our spirit, but our body and our mind. They're sort of the communication between the three lights. And honor and give thanks to your emotions. Be they good or bad, be they happy or sad, joyous or depressed. They're trying to communicate with you. Thank them for that communication. See them in balance with all of those lights. See that pyramid of light as you. Place whichever light you want to give the most attention to today and the most support to at the top of that pyramid. If you want your emotional body to receive the most care, place that at top and move maybe your spiritual body, your spirit body light down into the center of the pyramid, or vice versa. Whatever you need to focus on today, if it's your physical body, your mental body, allow that area to be supported today. Just take a few normal breaths right here as you do that. Feel that feeling of being supported by yourself, by all of the aspects of who you are, remembering that you have a vast wealth of knowledge within you, spiritually, emotionally, physically, mentally, that sometimes we're unable to tap because the world that we live in and what we focus on draws our attention away. We forget who we are. We forget where we came from. And ultimately, this is my belief, you may not share this belief with me, but ultimately we all come from the same place. And the faster that we realize that, the better off we're going to be. And the beginnings of the realization of that is by connecting these points of light within ourselves and joining them together as one complete sort of being. And then thus seeing that within ourselves, we can then thus see that in others and honor that in others. Let's take a deep breath on that thought. I don't even know where the hell that came from. But it's beautiful. That's what I want in 2020. All right, hi Sven. Sven's here. Good luck charm is here. When you're ready, open your eyes. Join us back here in this crazy world that we call day-to-day life. We are looking at, hello Sven. Sven comes to visit. It's always a good sign when Sven comes by. We are at Tuesday. I thought it was Monday because I had flown so much yesterday. I flew to Florida and back. It's nuts. I got off one plane only to turn around and get right back on the same plane to get back into Nashville. It was crazy. Like, I was in the same plane for like hours. So we are at Tuesday the 7th. I just check what day it is. Let me start to shuffle the cards. I am going to remove me because I am feeling a bit emotional from this week's readings. So I would like Spirit to give me, unless it's a really good reading, Spirit, please give me the messages that I need for the greater collective. For all of those that are tuning in now to this video and those that will tune in at any point in time in the future, what do they need to know? What is for their highest good? Where should they focus? What the hell are we working on? Help us find it. Help us find joy in doing it. Help us find the excitement of the unknowing, right? Remember we had that beautiful Page of Cups card, that lovely otter with that cup of coffee, which reminded me so much of Ducky on Sunday. And I think that energy is still with us today. That sort of like, just quietly contemplating our emotional selves, learning a little bit about ourselves, loving on ourselves. Otters being familial animals, we love those around us. We find what's right about them as best we can, and we acknowledge that versus acknowledging what's wrong, right? And that ties into that first stone that we had for the week, which was on that rose quartz. So we want to keep that as our theme for this week, right? Is that like heart-based harmony, right? Not only for others, but for ourselves first and foremost. So let's see what we've got going for today. Tuesday the 7th, already a weekend, guys. This month is gonna fly by. I miss Paul, guys. I know I can't keep him full time. It was a lot of work, but it was challenging as all get out, but it was lovely. And as much as I was relieved when I got him home safely, didn't see that one coming. Like, out of the blue, somebody walks into your life and you're like, whoa. I was telling Ducky yesterday that I'm not sure, or maybe it was this morning, I'm not sure that he's some sort of soulmate on some level. And I mean that from a place of like soul tribe, soul family. He certainly is family. But there's just this funny connection I feel with him. These tears are good tears, guys. Don't let my tears fool you. I'm a Pisces. I get emotional. I'm a big baby. I was looking at that horoscope, and not only is my birth sign Pisces, but my Mercury was in Pisces when I was born. My Venus was in Pisces when I was born. So I like how I love, how I communicate is very Piscean. So I'm a sap, and I own it. I'm a sensitive sap. All right, let's see what we have in store. Don't mess with the calendar, Sven, please. You little jerk butt. I can hear Tallulah snoring. She's just sawing logs. All right, so our card for the day. Oh, wow. Interesting. Ooh. I'm going to flip the cameras, guys. Sorry this is such a long broadcast, but I'm kind of happy to be back, and I need to get my mojo back with these broadcasts, so you might be listening to me chit-chat quite a bit. So, the card that we have, look at that beautiful light that's shining on Archangel Gabriel behind there. Can you see that? That's not normal. Well, I guess that's because we're doing it later than normal in the day. Okay, so the statue in the background, right there, that's an Archangel Gabriel statue amongst all those crystals. So it's just funny how the light's shining on him this morning. So the card that we have here, let me pull this up, is the Queen of Swords. And I love that she's here. She is definitely large and in charge. She is not messing around. I feel like this is a puma to me, I think. I mean, I'm not a connoisseur of very large cats. I'm about to be when a new visitor will be showing up soon, and you'll all be surprised by that, and I'll share that with you later. But I do have this puma sitting here. And to me, I love that it's the queen. I love that it's a strong feminine energy. She's the queen of swords, which is the element of air or the intellect, right? To me, this is about discernment. To me, this is about educated discernment, right? This is about us having sort of a sense of almost intuitive, because it's a feminine card, it's a queen card to me. It feels like we have the edge today. We have that intuitive edge of where we need to be, how we need to feel, acknowledging that and really owning that from a place of strength and power, quiet strength and power. That's also this puma, you know, like large cats, they sort of stalk their prey. And when I think about that, they're very agile. I'm not saying we're like hunting anything, guys, so don't go out there and get into any fights today. But like a large cat doesn't doubt its prowess, right? It doesn't doubt its ability to sort of do what it needs to do to how do I want to put this? Like own its personal power, right? So to me, this feels like a very empowering card today, intellectually, in our mental body. It feels like we have a strong capacity today to work with our mental body or our thoughts and really utilize them for our own good, for our own service, for our own benefit. Hence, this being a queen card, right? So we want to acknowledge that about ourselves today. Maybe we want to take that light on our pyramid and put the mental body light up on top of that pyramid and really work from that place today and allow those other lights to support that energy today, because this queen is here and she is ready to rule, is kind of how I feel. Puma ain't no joke, right? She's like, she looks intent. She looks like she knows what she wants, and she looks like she knows how to go about getting it. Now, the other thing I want to say about this card is her sword is backwards over her head, which says to me that she's not looking for a fight today, right? She's not looking for hurting anybody, lashing out at anybody, causing any unneeded drama. There's a discernment, I feel like, in her face. There's a knowledge or an education in her face. There's a wisdom in her face that I feel like maybe some of us might have to pause today and really take in a situation and think about how we want to respond. Or we may not respond at all. You know, pumas can be very silent animals, but we know with this sword above her head and this crown, we know what we know, is how I feel like this card, what I feel like this card is saying to me. We have our strength about us, we have our knowledge about us, we have our mental acuity, I guess. I think that's the right word, or at least accuracy is sort of maybe what I'm trying to go for here. We don't necessarily need to utilize it against people, we just own it for ourselves, hence this sword being drawn back over her head. It's there to protect us if need be, but I don't think we need any protection because this puma is fierce in and of herself. She can protect herself, and mentally this feels like a very nicely stable, um, authoritative, in a good way, right? Place to be in today. So utilize that energy today. Think of yourself as if you are this puma. Think of yourself as if you are this sort of strong, silent animal who knows exactly what you want, exactly how to go about getting there. And if you feel like you don't necessarily, oh, Ingemar's here. Ingemar's walked in the room. So the cats are showing up today. I'm not sure. See him over there? Hey, Ingemar. Maybe it's this Queen of Wands. She's calling the cats into the room. Um, anyways, if you don't necessarily feel as though you know exactly what you need to do, then call upon this energy. Call upon this Queen of Swords to... was I saying wands? It's swords. I'm sorry. If I was saying wands, it's swords. Call upon this Queen of Swords to come in, this energy to come in and clear away any mental confusion, any mental worry, any mental self-doubt, and allow it to put you into a position of feeling self-assured, feeling calm, feeling centered, feeling aware, and feeling like sort of astute in your knowledge and what's going on. You may want to observe more than speak today, only because I feel like she's being very observant, and this sword being withdrawn back here says to me, we have the ability to slash out and cut to the quick if we need to, but we may want to refrain today, or we may want to just hold it for ourselves. Now, I hope that makes sense for some of you. This is for the greater collective, so if it doesn't fit your situation, maybe tomorrow's reading will be more for you. But if you are having something where you're having self-doubt or worry or fear, then this card would be something, an energy you can call forth today, is what Spirit is telling me. For those of you that aren't having self-doubt, but are feeling rather good mentally and feeling like you have lots of clarity, relish in that and own it. Acknowledge that even deeper and get that strength about yourself, because she is here today to let you know, like, let's get it on, so to speak. And remember that midweek card was the World, right? Was that? No, I'm sorry. It was the Nine of Wands. So she's kind of this bridge between that Page of Cups and that Nine of Wands that we saw as the underpinning for starting like Wednesday or so. So this is about, emotionally we might have been sitting with our emotions the last few days and sort of just honoring them and looking at things. Now we're looking at things from a mental perspective. It's almost like, to me, it feels like there's a little bit of a, how do I want to say this? Like an assimilation happening? Does that make sense to you guys? Like, where we're assimilating our feelings first in the beginnings part of the week, and now we're sort of adjusting our mental body or our mental prowess to that knowledge. All right, so let's see. From the I Am Everything deck, we have I Am Safe. Wow, this is crazy because there was a lot of security. I was talking a lot about feeling safe in today's meditation, which is not what I always do, and there was a big focus for that today. I said that a couple of times, I think. So this says, I am safe. I trust my intuition to lead me down the right path. Looking back on my trials, I see that I am still here and thriving. I always end up better, stronger, and wiser. I have proven to myself that I will always make it time and time again. I am safe. And what I love about this card, I mean, these cards don't have a lot of visual presentation. It's more about the reading of it. But I love that we can resonate with this idea of being safe. That's why her sword is withdrawn. She knows her strength. We know our mental clarity. We know our power in our personal world. We know that we are safe. But I love that we have the clouds are behind this sun, right? There's this awareness. Anything that was clouding our judgment can be let free or put behind us. And we have this beautiful light emanating or beginning to emanate from the power of this sun or this orange orb, right? To me, that says that this is the dawning of like allowing yourself. And I gotta say this too. We're in 2020, right? Which is the year of the 4 when you boil down 2020, which is a year about regaining stability, right? As we go into this new decade, hopefully we're about stabilizing ourselves. Sometimes to find stability, we have to go through, some whack shit, for lack of a better term, to let us know what we don't want, so we can go about, stabilizing what we do want. This card happens to be in this deck, number 4, which I love that. So this 4 energy is here, which is about stability. The feeling of being safe and secure is about stability. This light beginning to emanate is about some of this new idea of maybe just holding ourselves in our world as if we are safe, believing that, trusting our intuition to lead us down the right path. Looking back on your trials, I see that I am still here and thriving. I always end up better, stronger, and wiser. I have proven to myself that I will always make it time and time again. I am safe. So shine in that today. Expand in that today. Concentrate in that idea today. Make that sort of a foundation for today, that being a 4 card. Like, build upon that foundation. I'm now going to the bag for the grounding stone. This grounding stone was up last week. It's back again. I love this grounding stone because it always looks like it's on an upside down heart to me. But the stone is courage. And when I think about this, sorry it's so dark. I think it's because of the morning time, like the way the sun's coming in. I don't know if this is really dark or if you guys can see this, but this courage stone to me, if you look at it this way, it feels like a heart to me. Do you see that? I just think it was printed upside down. But anyways, it makes me think of a heart, which I love this stone. It's one of the bigger stones in the bag, actually. But to me, this courage is about feeling safe, being courageous in that, really owning that idea of that we are powerful, that we are strong, that we are this puma, that we are this queen of swords, that our mental acuity, our mental discernment, our mental ability, when we allow it to not sort of be challenged or rocked, can be extremely strong. And sometimes it takes being courageous to sort of create that for ourselves, right? We have to be courageous and trust ourselves. We have to trust that, like it says here in this card, trusting your intuition to lead you down the right path. That takes courage. You know, I can tell you yesterday, poor Ducky was on the phone with me, or maybe the day before, I don't know. Ducky, Jen Nichols, like I've been talking to a couple of you, and it's like, I've been doubtful. And to me, through talking to you guys and through sitting with myself and doing a lot of reflection, doing the pyramid work, doing a lot of just breathing exercises and trying to be in the present moment, that takes courage, right? But I think from that, it allows me to sort of get to the other side and realize that I did a good job, right? I did a better job than I expected, that I'm a lot more capable than I thought. And it's also given me different perspectives on, some of the things that I did wrong during this last few days. It's given me different perspectives on a lot of different things. So have that courage today, or ground in that courage today, to know that you have the strength of this Queen of Wands, or Queen of Swords, I'm sorry, that you are safe today, that there is a stability in that, there is a light that shines bright within you in that. The clouds of that, allow those clouds to pass, those clouds of self-doubt, those clouds of worry, those clouds of cut right through it. The Queen of Wands, man, Queen of Swords, she's not the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Swords, I'm going to say this one, I need to have it up here so I can see it. This Queen of Swords is, she is discerning, she is fierce. Be that fierceness today. Be discerning. Quietly observe if you need to, and hold your thoughts within yourself, and know that they are more valid than anything else that is being presented to you at this time. Be courageous in that. And today is a very strong day, guys. So I feel like we have a really beautiful energy with these three components, these three cards, that allow us to sort of set the tone, to put ourselves into a position that's really secure and beautiful. Okay. So you are the Queen of Swords, Miss Karen. You are. So I hope. Good morning, Christina Avalos. How are you? Sorry I haven't been reading all the comments because I was busy looking at the cards and sort of, listening to the voices, as they say. Hey, Beyonce Knowles! It's Nala from The Lion King! And she says Sekhmet, LOL. Oh, never mind, it's a puma. Well, the funny thing is I have a little Sekhmet here on my desk. So that's kind of cool. So Sekhmet is here, Beyonce Knowles. It's nice to see you back, Beyonce. So yes, actually the funny thing is the Queen of Wands we call the Beyonce card. Another tarot reader who created Tarot, MJ Cullinane, she always coins her Queen of Wands as the Beyonce card, which I love that. She sees that energy that Beyonce has as the Queen of Wands. But any queen has her own energy of strength in her own element, right? This is just the element of intellect, thought, mental acuity, really owning our thoughts today and having them work for us versus against us. But we have to be courageous in that, and we have to work you know, at maybe holding that just solely for ourselves, not necessarily putting it out there because other people are going to maybe try and poo-poo it or offer other suggestions that aren't necessarily accurate for us right now. We know what we need with that Queen of Swords right there. Kat says, I am feeling this today. My friends tell me I'm a human cat. LOL. Well, your name is Kat, dear. So anyways, I'm going to flip the cameras back around. I think what I'm going to do, guys, let me put up the chat box. I have some ideas for the channel. I don't know. Please like, share, comment, subscribe as much as you can. I appreciate each and every share, each and every comment, each and every subscription. It helps me to build this channel and it helps me to make this a reality so that I can continue to do this and really believe in myself enough that it will grow, right? So I'm hoping that, you know, believing that I deserve that and really knowing that I want that and asking you guys for your help, it will begin to happen. Because it would offer me so much freedom and joy, and I want that freedom and joy, and I would love to create that freedom and joy for myself with all of you involved. And maybe, in essence, we can all create our own freedoms and joy together through this process, right? So please like, share, comment, subscribe. Another thing that I might do, I think I might sign on later tonight. This is a little off-brand for me, but I think it was an idea that I had a long time back that I got kind of sidetracked with other things, moving back from Mexico, then the surgery, then Paul. But I'm thinking I want to do where I sign on just for an hour in the evening and do the How I Can Help You hour. And it'll just be like maybe pulling a single card for people in regards to, like, say, a yes/no question or something that they might have a question about, you know, or some confusion around. And I want to say this: it is just like sort of a insightful help, right? It's not like a full reading. It's not like a full whatever. It's just an opportunity for me to attempt to help you guys. If you have any questions that, you know, might be niggling at you or bothering you, or you know, real big ones, this is going to be, you know, I'll do the best that I can, but like on big questions, I can't guarantee what outcomes are going to be. But we're just going to see how this goes. It's something that I want to do, A, to give back, but B, also it's just I think it'll make for fun again for me, in some ways, right? Because I need this to be about fun, and I need to be inspired, I think. And I think that somewhere I got a little bit caught up in life stuff. And then I love doing the forecast, don't get me wrong, I love tuning in with you guys. But sometimes, like when I get around to doing the monthlies and all of that, it becomes laborious. And also, I have to say this, with the monthly astro reports, the taroscopes, I feel like because I'm doing them live, which is easier for me, and I turn off the chat, I can't hear what the responses are, and I feel like I'm kind of talking to no one. So I feel sort of like I'm, the best way to describe it, and you'll hear me say in the forecast, like, hey guys, leave a comment and let me know, is this working? Which some of you did this last time, and it really helped, and I appreciate it. But sometimes it feels like I'm like feeling around in the dark, because I'm feeling this stuff, and it's for such a broad group of people that I feel like, I don't know, like I'm not sure if it's making sense to folks. And so then I start to doubt, like, am I even making a difference? Is this helping people? Like, and then I get into this whole weird space. And so I'm going to try and keep myself out of that space. That's the key here. So today's a beautiful reading to, like, know that we're safe, to live in our courage, and to be strong in our thoughts and in our mind, and honor ourselves for the queens that we are. And I will, what did you say, Janet? Janet said, sorry, I couldn't help myself. I missed the comment. Thank you, Nate. I know that some of you guys appreciate this, and I know that you all tune in, and I know that you're loving it. So it's that, but sometimes when I'm like doing the, I don't know, it's especially It's odd when I'm jumping from sign to sign. I like doing them in groups of 3. That's easier for me too, versus thinking about doing 12 signs, one after the other after the other. When I do them in the elemental groups, that feels easier. But when I'm jumping from like Virgo, then to Taurus, then to Capricorn, I'm kind of like, is any of this making sense, guys? But what is cool about it is when I do them that way, it's interesting to see how, even though they're all earth-based signs, how different the readings can be back to back. Like, I'll see one sign is having a great month, and then the other sign is maybe having a more challenging month. So I like that because that shows me that, oh wait, there is accurate differences happening here, maybe astrologically. But I'm not an astrologer. So anyways, this is all new to me too, right? I've only been doing this a year. So I'm still trying to figure out how best to put this out there, how best to serve you guys, and how best to make it like exciting and fulfilling to me too, which it is. And if you ever want a private reading, please, in the video description, look it up, click the links, message me at the business page or whatever, and I'm here for private readings. Like, these morning forecasts are not only an opportunity to connect with you guys, but they are sort of a marketing tool in the sense that I want people to get a sense of who I am so that they can understand that, oh, I can trust this guy, or he seems like he has valid information. I want you guys to check with your intuition about what I'm saying. Does it make sense? Does it line up? Do I feel like the right fit? Do I feel like somebody that you want assistance from, right? That's sort of the goal of doing these morning forecasts, is to let people see who I am and how I am. And then from there, the mock-up or my manifestation is to meet the right people that I can truly help, and that they can, help me. So that's the whole big thing, and maybe I need to say that out loud just so the universe hears it. We have that world card coming at the end of this week, and that acorn seed, and I need this acorn right here, this acorn right here, this acorn right here, to grow into a really big, beautiful, strong tree. And in that tree, every branch is each one of you, right? Part of this community where we all help each other, we all help each other grow. You guys have certainly helped me by listening to me this last week. You guys have helped me immensely by messaging me. I haven't been full on like telling, I respond with thank yous, but I've been getting messages from you guys, and it just lets me know that, like, I'm not alone, and that's huge, and I'm really, really grateful for all of you for doing that. I want you guys to know that sometimes I keep things private because I want to keep sort of a professional sort of space, and then I also, sometimes I don't have all the answers, and I don't know what my answers are yet, so I don't want to get too caught up in that. So it's not that I'm not appreciative. I want you guys to know that even when you send me just messages of, hey, thinking about you, and I say thank you, I really do mean it from the bottom of my heart. Thank you, right? So not only do I want to grow this tree here, right, but each and every one of you I see as sort of this, you guys have become the strong branches already of what we have. And so I love you all for that. I thank you all for that. And I look forward to seeing you guys. I think I'm going to get on later tonight, maybe around, I'm not sure what hour. I'm thinking like 5 or 6 o'clock my time. It's only going to be an hour, and it's going to be the How I Can Help You hour. And it's all about just bring your questions. Ideally, nothing earth-shattering, guys. Like, let's start this off easy. Because so many times you guys bring stuff that, and I'm not saying it's bad to bring heavy stuff, and I'm not saying that I can't help you with that stuff, but it's, some of you guys have stories that, or situations that are, like, they hit me like a ton of fucking bricks, and I'm like, there was, it's just, it can be overwhelming at times for me. So I'm not saying you can't, talk about your lives. I want you to be free to talk about your lives, but I just want you to know that this is something to, like, let's start it out sort of like, and see where it goes. Okay? And then there will be a charming tomorrow night, which will be Wednesday night. We'll have charming. So if anybody wants a charming, can always pre-book for that. That helps me to know if anything, if we have any interesting charmings tomorrow night. And I will see you guys tomorrow morning also for the forecast. Um, and then one of these days I have to go to the doctor. I think it's the 9th for the recheck on my stomach. My belly button has changed shape. Ugh. It's so gross. You want to see it? This is so gross. I'm going to show it to you. Look at my belly button. Isn't that gross? It makes me kind of sad. I'm such a sap, you guys. But that's the scar from my belly button from my gallbladder being out. It looks different and I get sad. Oh. Anyways, what else? And then Friday the 10th we'll do another charming. And maybe another How I Can Help You hour. And I'm going to try and maybe do more pop-ups too. I need to get some steam rolling. Oh, and I also have a lot of decks I need to unbox. And from those unboxings, and I know you guys, I don't know if you guys care about this, is that I've gotten some decks that are about love. So I might be doing some pick-a-cards around love and relationships. I don't know if any of you guys care about that. But I do have some decks that I got that are specifically for that, where I'm going to do like, because that seems to be what's popular on YouTube and stuff. People seem to be seeking that out. Those like, is he thinking about you? Pick-a-cards. Which I think, yeah, we want to know that, but I don't know, maybe I'm just not. I think it's more important, are we thinking about ourselves right now? That's just my perception of things. But I am going to do those for those of you that are interested in that, and they seem to be quite popular, and I'm hoping that will help to grow the channel. All right, so thank you all for tuning in this morning. Thank you all for listening to my long-winded, oftentimes crying, scar-filled morning. Go out, be like this Queen of Swords. Know that you are safe. Be courageous in anything and everything. Every step that you take today, every breath that you take today. Use that courage. Use that strength. Use that mental, intellect and that prowess, that Puma energy, and just Puma Thurman the day. Get all Kill Bill on it. All right? And be like Puma Thurman. That's your drag name today. Your drag name today is Puma Thurman. All right? I love you all. Have a good day. And Puma. Fuck. All right, you guys. I love you guys. I'll see you guys later tonight. Maybe 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. All depends on when I eat dinner and all that, but it will be for 1 hour. It will be live. And that's what we'll do. All right. And there's you guys, there's no like set costs or anything to get the help. The How I Can Help You hour is about helping you guys. If you guys have a question, show up with your question. I might pendulum. I might pull single cards for them. Whatever it is, just show up. It's about giving back to you guys. If you guys want to send a donation, great. Mama could use a donation. But if you don't, that's completely acceptable too. This is about giving back to you guys, okay? Just like the morning forecast. All right, I love you guys. Jessica Farley says, sure you're not a Cancer. I might be. Good morning, Rosa Peguero. How are you? There is not a list going right now. We just did the daily forecast, my dear. And I will be back on live tonight between maybe 5 or 6 o'clock Central Time. At that time, I'll be taking requests for card pulls and pendulum reads. So hit subscribe on the YouTube button and hit the notification bell. You'll be notified when I go live. I go live every morning. This is a group reading that I do for the collective every morning. And then I do charm readings on Wednesday nights and Friday nights. And there will be some other things. So hit subscribe for those of you that are new, and you'll find me, and something will happen for you, okay? And also go over to Facebook and like the business page. You can message me there. All right, take care, you guys, and have a great day. All right, love you all. Bye. Bye.